Welcome to the Archangel Michael on air show. I'm Michael, your host. I'm probably sure most of you have already heard about the story in Philadelphia where a woman was riding a commuter train. She was sexually assaulted and ultimately raped on that train. But there were bystanders filming it, but didn't bother to intervene, didn't bother to help, didn't care. Jesus said in the end times that the people's hearts will grow cold. Jesus knew what he was talking about 2,000 years ago, before the mark of the beast was introduced. How could it be that people could just sit around and do nothing? Let's watch this video and we'll discuss it in more detail.
It was last Wednesday night when a woman passenger was raped on the Market Frankfurt L. Well, today, SEPT officials spoke out about the horrific incident and what happened and what didn't happen aboard that train. Action News reporter Christy Aletto was live at SEPTA headquarters in Center City with the latest on this. Christy.
And Jim, because passengers stood by and did nothing, SEPTA is reminding those on board to either call 911, use their emergency call boxes, or file reports on SEPTA's app.
So this is the emergency contact.
2 emergency call buttons per car to put passengers in direct contact with the conductor. SEPTA eager Monday to make sure the lack of action taken during a rape on board the Frankfurt line last week isn't repeated.
You can push this button in.
What we want everyone to be is angry, disgusted, and join us in being resolute to continue to make the system safe.
SEPTA police say help could have come sooner. Security cameras show Vistin Nagoy spent an entire train ride from the Frankfurt Transportation Center to 69th Street, trying to talk, then allegedly grope and sexually assault a woman on board. It wasn't until a SEPTA custodian reported a man disrobing close to the end of the line that authorities were able to arrest the alleged predator while in the act. The arresting officer, who did not want to be identified, tells Action News he pulled Nagoy off the victim while passengers sat idly watching the lawlessness.
There were people witnessing the act with phones in their hands.
But SEPTA says it only received 1 911 call and 0 were apparently reported to Philadelphia police.
I would be shocked. I mean, I can't stand here in good faith and tell you that I do anything. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do anything.
I would try to either assist or call 911 according to the situation. That's what people need to do and stop videotaping stuff.
Yeah, last week's incident still a big topic of concern for a lot of people who ride SEPTA. Again, SEPTA also reminding people to speak up when they see something isn't right. Live here in Center City, Christy Aletto, Channel 6, Action News. Jim?
Thank you, Christy.
When I first heard this story, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But like I stated before, Jesus said in the end times, people's hearts will grow cold, which means people don't care. I've reported many stories of other situations where things were happening and there were witnesses and there were people that could have done something and didn't. But people are scared nowadays. People don't want to get involved. They just want to get home. And with all the things that are happening around them, that may be a reason. But if I was there, and excuse my French, but I would have fucked up that dude. I could not sit there and do nothing. But because I would have done something like that, guess what would have happened? I would have been arrested. Why? Because I assaulted the dude and I beat him up. Which doesn't make sense, because I'm there trying to help the lady and save her from rape. But in the eyes of the law, I broke the law. So it's a catch-22. And many people have gone to jail, have gone to prison for standing up for their freedoms, for doing the things that are right, but now they carry a criminal record. If you think that everybody that goes to jail and prison is guilty, then you have your head up your ass, because many people are sent to prison and jail for things that they didn't do. This is a way for our government to make money. They see people as cattle and they make money off of it. In many states where marijuana is legal, in Texas, I've spoken to people that say that that's where they make their money, where they don't make marijuana legal and people are being thrown in prison for marijuana, and it's keeping the prisons filled. It's a moneymaker by using people as cattle. But getting back to this story, no one did nothing. What amazes me even more is, how can you film this, watch it, and have a conscience to go home and do nothing? It's appalling and it's wrong. A woman should be treated like a rose. A woman is fragile like a rose. And for you to sit there and watch this happening, what happens if it was your mother? What happens if it was your sister? Wouldn't it outrage you that people were around and they didn't do nothing, but yet you're put in that situation and you did nothing? I'm lost for words. It upsets me so much to see something like this, but we are living in the end times. And Jesus said that lawlessness will abound, and that's what's happening. I show you these videos on a daily basis. If you haven't found Jesus in your life, and you haven't accepted him up to this day, I invite you today to give him a chance by reading his word in the New Testament. If you don't like what he says, like I always say, you can walk away, because Jesus does not force himself on anybody. It is your free will to choose Jesus or not. I dedicate this show to Jesus Christ, and to all have a blessed and wonderful weekend in the name of Jesus Christ.